He was immediately greeted by the warm atmosphere of the cafe. The bright walls and beautiful decorations gave the place a nice homey look to it. A few people were chatting amicably with friends, enjoying themselves quite a lot. He shivered a bit as he felt the door close behind him, took a single step forward before he was tackled into a hug, almost dropping his bags. Yeah, it's Nate. Chocolate, I missed you. Yeah. A familiar voice cried out. He chuckled and tried hugging the girl back. Hey, Chocolate, I missed you too, he said. The girl pulled away from him and he was able to take in her outfit. Chocolate was like his sister, a cat girl. She had long brown hair, tied into long tails with black ribbons. Two brown pointed cat ears sat atop her head. She had a cute face with big brown eyes anyone would die for. She was wearing a black and red maid outfit with a white undershirt. She had a few red bows on the skirt and her sleeves. She was wearing white stockings with cat ears on them, as well as black shoes. She wore a heart-shaped name tag on her right breast. Her bell was nestled in the center of a pink bow. What are you doing here, Nya? It's Christmas Eve, she asked. Me and Brittany have a date tonight for Christmas. Thinking to get my regular table, he asked. Sure thing, follow me. Our specials for the day are sugar cookies. Hot chocolate is free when you order by a dozen. Yeah, she said, leading him to his table. That sounds great, actually. It's really cold outside. Is Cashew busy? I'd actually like to say hi to him. I'll go check to see if he is. Vanilla will be out here to take your order soon, she replied. He set his bags down beside him and took a seat at his usual booth by the back. Chocolate curtsied politely and left to go get her master. He pulled out his phone and shot a text off to his girlfriend asking her where she was. Huh? Not even a reply back? She must be really busy then. Wonder if Toshio is up. I'll give him a quick call, he muttered to himself. He dialed his best friend's number and brought the phone to his ear. After a few rings, he heard him pick up. Hello? Yo, Toshio. Yo, what's up, Toshio? Merry Christmas, he said excitedly. Yeah, right. Merry Christmas to you, too. Hey, is something wrong? You sound pissed off. I am pissed off. It just woke me up, you dick. I got out of work about an hour ago, and I was working since 3 a.m. Well, sorry for wanting to be festive, you piece of shit. You can go fuck yourself, he said, hanging up the call. He looked up, seeing another one of the cafe's workers. The girl had white hair with pointed white ears atop her head. She was wearing a matching dress to Chocolate, though hers was blue in areas where hers was red. She had several blue bows in her hair. She usually had it tied halfway down, but she left it down for today. She was wearing matching stockings with black shoes. She had a blue heart-shaped name tag on her left breast, the name Vanilla written in black pen. Her blue eyes scanned him over, a bored look on his face. Let me guess. Toshio was being a douche as always, yeah? She asked. Pretty much. Your sister said something about some cookies, he asked. Yes, we're having a special. Get a dozen sugar cookies and the hot chocolate is free. I take it that's what you want? For now, I'm waiting for Brittany, he said. She nodded, still uninterested as always. She wrote his order down. I'll be back. Sit tight, okay? He smiled and watched her go. He remembered the first time he had met her and her twin sister. They weren't as focused as they were now. Chocolate was still as excitable, though she was a bit more bouncy than she was before. Vanilla almost didn't talk to him unless Cashew was around. Now she looked like a completely different person. She was still a kundere there. He sighed looking at his phone. Geez, what was up his ass, he thought. He sighed and tried messaging Brittany again, only to get nothing as a reply. Getting a little desperate, he decided to give her a call. He brought the phone to his ear. After a few rings, he got her voice box. Damn it. Hey Britt, it's me. It's almost 4 and you haven't answered my text. I talked to Toshu and he was a bit prune today. Weird, huh? Well, I'll see you soon. With that, he hung up, set his phone down on his tabletop, and pulled out one of the notebooks he had bought at the mall. He turned to his first clean page and brought out a spare pencil. He hummed to himself for a few seconds before he started writing. It was a sunny day in the city of Wellington. The skies were clear and bright blue. The birds were chirping their morning songs. The breeze was light and airy, filled with the scent of blooming flowers and freshly cut grass. The smell of barbecues also drifted in the air, further cementing the summer season. "Hey, Nate, wasn't expecting to see you here." He looked up, seeing the owner of the establishment. He was a man of 22, with light brown hair that was kept under a chef's hat. He had a light tan complexion and dark brown eyes. He was wearing a white shirt with an apron over it. He had matching white pants and shoes. If you looked closer, you could see a bit of muscles, though his baggy clothes made it harder to see. This was Cashew Minaduki, the owner of La Soleil and friend of Nate. Lartine smiled up and stood up, giving him a friendly hug. "Hey man, I wasn't gonna be here either, but I wanted to have a Christmas date with Britt so I could hand her gift. I bought her." Chocolate was rather excited I did show up, though, he said with a little smirk. "Well, it had been a month since you last showed up. Peppermint was in Australia, remember? You spent Thanksgiving with us." "Oh, right, I forgot that," he said, scratching his cheek. "You tend to forget a lot of things, so how's it been?" he asked, taking a seat across from him. Nate shrugged, returning to his own seat. "It's been the same as always. Peppermint is always away on some fashion things. Mom is somewhere else, and I'm stuck home alone. Well, I'm with Brittany most days. Other than that, I'm in my little love nest, writing music or some new story," he said with a shrug. "Really, you must have a full book by now. Anything original yet?" he asked. "Actually, I started something original about a few minutes ago. It's going to be about this kitsune who falls in love with her best friend. But he's too busy to get the attention of the head cheerleader to pay attention. She decides to help him just to spend time with him. Sounds like an interesting story. We'll be sure to buy a copy once it's out. You know, I've been reading material since we were still in school," he said. "That's true. I've been working on writing since my freshman year," he admitted. "Why is it that you didn't go to college? I'm sure you could have gotten a degree in literature," Cashew said. "I know I could have, but it just annoys me, the fact that I have to continue in school just because I want to publish something. I'd rather do self-publishing. It's much easier that way," he said with a shrug. "That's true. That way, you could write what you want and not what the company wants, and you can keep the money for yourself," he said. Chocolate and Vanilla returned, each of them holding a tray. Chocolate was set a steaming cup of hot chocolate down on the table, topped with mini marshmallows. Vanilla similarly did the same, setting down a tray of sugar cookies, each being in the shape of either a snowman, a snowflake, or a little man. "Thanks, girls. You can go ahead and have a few if you want," he said, grabbing one of the snowflakes. "Yeah, yay for free cookies!" Chocolate cried out, grabbing 2 snowmen from the tray. Vanilla grabbed a snowflake for herself, staying quiet the entire time. You get free cookies all the time, Chocolate. This shouldn't be a surprise to you," Cashew said, crossing his arms. Nate chuckled, taking a sip from his chocolate. "Man, you outdid yourself again. This chocolate is amazing." "That's important. We usually charge a pretty penny for a cup of it, but seeing as it's holidays, we decided to give out a free purchase with the purchase of 12 cookies, of course," he said, snagging one for himself. Chocolate and Vanilla sat beside him, quietly eating their cookies. "I can see why. It's Belgian, isn't it?" he asked. "Yup, I love how you can tell just by the taste." My sister brought back 3 boxes of Belgian chocolate from the time she went to Belgium. She ended up eating 2 of them on the way, though, so all I got was 1 box and 2 empty ones. "It was still the best thing I ever tasted, second to your peach cobbler, of course," he said. "So, where's Pepper going now?" Vanilla asked. "Las Vegas. Apparently she's being called a bit early to practice for her spring line of modeling. She wants me to go see one, since I've never been to one. I don't know, though." "Chocolate thinks you should go, yeah. It would mean a lot to Pepper if you showed up," the brown-haired girl said. "I agree with her. You could have been to a lot of cool places, you know. She went to Paris last year. I'd die to go there, seeing as my cafe is based on a typical French setting," Cashew said. "I might, though Vegas really isn't the place I'd like to go. I'm scared to lose myself in the gambling, seeing as I'll be 21 by that point," taking another sip from his chocolate. "I trust you won't blow your life savings on gambling. That wouldn't really be good for your finances," Vanilla replied. Nate rose a brow. "All right, you two, back to work. We have tons of orders to fulfill for Christmas Eve. Besides, Brittany is set to be here soon. You won't want to miss up Nate's date, right? Cashew said.